Alright, hello everybody, this is Valor, aka Talsis, and welcome to my first ever jungle commentary video. Typically I try to record my games and have my commentary on top of the game while I'm playing, but I think this is going to be a fun scenario and a way to change it up and talk about my thought processes along the way instead of just seeing my gameplay. It'd be kind of nice to explain my approach to the game and whatnot. I'm a jungle main. I feel most comfortable in that role, even though I do switch it up every now and again. And one of my favorite champions here is Rek'Sai. She's got some great early game pressure, lots of early game damage, and I think this is just an interesting gameplay to watch here because although I don't have the most intense early game pressure, we do come back from it. So I guess this is a good way to show that you don't have to always have early game pressure if you have some good macro plays later on in the game as well. Something important to note is that Rek'Sai is sort of like a ticking time bomb type champion in the sense that she's really strong early and then falls off really hard unless you can extend your lead with kills, assists, objectives, etc. So making sure that you're on top of things and getting objectives and getting kills and assists it'll extend the time that you can have pressure and threat on the map. So right now I do my typical clear where I start on the same side as my bot side so that I can get a good leash. And then I go into here I go into my Gromp, and then I was thinking originally that I would try to gank topside because I like having a Nautilus in the lead, especially because he can follow up on some of my engages or vice versa. And just nice to have a good tanky champion as a front line, especially with this kind of team where Gragas and Jax will be jumping onto people. So having him be able to either start a fight or peel is fantastic. So I like the idea of trying to gank him early and shutting down the Jax too, because if the Jax hits ahead, that could be a mess. I like the idea of getting bot side ahead too, because when you have a strong MF and Sona, it makes for an incredible team fight scenario. Plus, I just hate Soraka, so I want to take her off the map. Anyway, back to my clear here. There we go, sorry. So I go for Gromp here, and I guess if I were to actually gank topside, I would go straight after this to my red buff. But I can see here that my Nautilus is pushing in. And so I say, okay, I don't think I'll have a chance to gank the Jax for a little bit because I'm gonna need to get to level 3 before I can even get there, and I'd have to tunnel over the wall. I don't know where the Gragas will be at that point in time, and so at this point I say, okay, I'm just gonna go for my wolves here and get a full clear. So my next plan, since top lane is pushing in, that I'm just gonna go after this to my red buff and then grab the topside Scuttle Crab. Now what I didn't expect was that Gragas would actually do his red buff into his blue buff into the Gromp to get level 3 and then meet me at the river. So you'll see after I grab red buff here, skip ahead a little bit, that he actually meets me at the river right as I get there, and I did not expect that. I kind of expected to be there before him. So we meet each other, fight a little bit, kind of chunk each other out, and then I get nervous. I back off. I could have chased him down, but I saw the Xerath was rotating. So I said, okay, I'm just going to get out of there. I don't want to deal with that. I'm not taking a chance of dying, especially since my mid laner is a little bit chunked out, and the Xerath got there first. So if the Gragas were to turn around and, if he flash E'd or something, I was not going to take a chance. So I get out of there. I walk far enough away just in case he comes back, but I stick around for a little bit in case the Gragas decides to gank the Xerath, or sorry, rather the Azir, who just blew his barrier. But I take these Raptors and I just head straight for my bot side. The reason being, I know that Gragas just took the Scuttle Crab. We saw him up here, just fought him. It's a way for him to get healthy. Xerath had pressure, so I just know that me going for that is useless and that he did that. So I pop a ward down, here just in case Gragas goes to go take my Krugs or something, and I see that he's here. So I know, okay, he already was going to try to do that. I look at his CS, I see he has 16. So that means he did his red buff, blue buff, and Gromp to get 12 CS, right? We fought each other, and then he just took the Scuttle Crab to get 16. So I know that's gone. So I walk away. I don't want to take a chance of getting killed here, because I know Xerath is already on top of rotating. I ping, danger pings, to show that Gragas is heading up towards my top side. I don't know if he's going to be on Krugs, but I ping question mark. My Nautilus backs off a little bit, which is good. But I just decided to go down bot side here and take my Scuttle Crab for free. And you can see, like I mentioned, there's Xerath. He's rotating up. So, good thing I didn't stick around. So as I'm taking Scuttle Crab, they rotate up to try to gank the Nautilus. Nautilus almost blind checks the bush, thank goodness he didn't. And unfortunately flashes. Probably didn't have to, but that's okay. Good news is that he lived, and that's what counts. So I'm taking the bot side Scuttle. I'm looking bot lane here, not gankable. At least it's a little risky. I guess I could gank them. They're a little low, but I don't want to take a chance of tower diving this early and losing a lead, because if you get behind on Rek'Sai, it's horrible. So I take the Scuttle Crab. I see Gragas' top side. I know he didn't farm the CS down here, or his jungle camps down here, so I take his Raptors. Speed through that, and then I leave one. You can see I leave one little baby Raptor there. Reason being that that'll reset and go back to his camp, and it's going to take longer for the camp to respawn. So then he's going to lose farm and money that way. My bot side camps are already back up, so although I could have backed, I just decided to take those. I only have 1,000 gold right now, and I like to get at least 1,100 so I can get my Caulfield's Warhammer. And I know it's probably best to go the Stalker's Blade first, so you can get your jungle item portion finished, so you can live longer in the jungle and all that. But I like to get the early CDR and damage. So anyway, I'm farming up for that right now. Gragas tries to gank again topside, doesn't work. Nautilus lives. Not sure why he went up there, which is really good. Kind of wasting his time now, which is pretty great. He's only level 3. I'm super low, so I decide to back here. Now, while I was going over that Gragas portion here, we saw, I'm going to back up a few seconds. We saw that Xerath starts to roam. We see he's heading down. He pings assistance on bot lane because they're pushed up. He sees that we have Scuttle Crab, so he immediately turns around. Now he pings on the way / assistance again, and he actually, I believe he teleports here. Yeah, yep. So he teleports bot lane. I'm already backing, I'm already low, I can't rotate. Honestly, just a really good teleport on his part. He gets first blood, they get a double kill overall. Really well done. So that's a bummer, but that's what happens. Sometimes these things happen, no worries. We'll just try to play for objectives. Downside is Dragon just spawned. Well, not just spawned, but recently has showed up on the map. Xerath just teleported bottom. They just wiped him. They can push in this wave. I don't know at this time where Gragas is. Obviously you see him in base on the replay, but at the time I didn't know. So I assume, okay, well, if Xerath is down there, they just got a double kill. Gragas isn't on the map. That dragon is theirs. So I just leave it. I don't even bother to go bot side. I know that's gone. You can see here that they're actually going for it, so I kind of had a feeling. I decided to just take my top side camps. Because I figured, you know, at least I'm up here, I can hopefully make an impact on this side of the map if that dragon actually gets taken. So I take my Raptors. I head over to Gragas' side of the map here. I'm going to try to delete some vision in case they have any down, and then I get a deep ward myself. That actually comes in handy later, which is crazy. I don't think they see that ward for like 10, 11 minutes, which is fantastic. So anyway, they get the dragon. I ping my team to back off. Don't bother. Don't want to die. Not worth it. I take my Raptors, or excuse me, take my Krugs, and then I head down, I think, to take the Scuttle Crab. Probably should grab the Scuttle Crab first, but that's alright. Luckily I get there in time, so Gragas can't take it. So I'll speed up through that part a little bit here. Nothing's really happening. Bot lane gets back. Top lane's pushing in again. I take Scuttle. And then there's Gragas. He showed up right as I took Scuttle Crab, so good. Now I put down this ward here, hoping that we would actually see where Gragas was, but I don't think it gives quite enough vision. Yeah. So here's from our point of view. Can't quite see him, but the good news is we have this ward, we have Scuttle Crab, we have this ward, so top lane is good to go. They're safe for a little bit. At the time, I don't think I even realized that Rift Herald was spawning, which is really bad on me. It spawns at the 8-minute mark. I should have seen that coming up. You know, I got all down all this vision. I should have stayed up here, grabbed my red buff once it spawns in a few seconds, and then rotated to Rift Herald to try to get that and put some pressure on the map because I didn't get Dragon. But I thought to myself, okay, Nautilus is pushing up, but we have lots of vision, so we'll know if Gragas is coming. I'm just going to head bot side here and clear my bot side camps. This is probably a bad move on my part. I should have been up there. But as I'm clearing out wolves here, I can see that the wave is going to start to push our direction. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is good. Maybe I can gank this. So I clear out my stuff, speed through this here. And I see that bot lane is starting to fight a little bit. Clearing out my camps, and then Xerath shows up. He sees our ward, starts clearing it out, so I come down to try to help. I sit here for a little bit and think, okay, I'll wait for my opportunity. They start going in. Xerath ults. I try to go over the wall here and try to get him, but I'm a little late to the party. I flash up forward on him to try to dodge his damage and dodge the Soraka silence. Knock him up. Here I should have bit, done my true damage bite, and then ulted, but Soraka ults, Xerath flashes, Jinx flashes, and unfortunately our bot lane was just a smidge late. If it showed up a little earlier, I think we'd been okay, but I think we had a little bit of miscommunication. So no one dies, we all just chill. The Azir flashes out just to be sure, and our Sona goes in, which is a really good play. Got a double stun. Ignites the Xerath, but we're all walking away at this point, so there's not much we could do. My cooldowns are still coming back up. I couldn't capitalize on that, so we just back off. During all that, Gragas does a really good job of making plays on the other side of the map. This dude's taking Rift Herald now. I ping it saying he's probably on it, and he is, but there's not much I can do at this point. He's already going to be finished by the time I even get up there. I'm half health. There's no reason. I do know that bot lane is going to be pushing in here. So I say, okay, Soraka's half health. Xerath is half health with basically no mana. I see my Sona is really low too. And she's not backing. So I was like, okay, I will probably just stay. She stays. And I see, okay, maybe if she walks up a little bit more forward, Xerath might go for a Q or something. So I'll stay to see if I can kill him. And here we go. Boom. Go on him. Knock him up. Bite him. Done. So we path out of there. Kind of just walk away. Now, luckily we got that. Sona got the kill, but I got the assist, so it's still alright. But I kind of want to kill just so I can get some more gold and further my my lead a little bit and try to make some more map impact and add more time to my ticking time bomb champion. So I see that Soraka's super low. They know I tunneled over this wall earlier. I kind of figured, all right, what are the chances that she decides to take out my tunnel? So I sit for a bit. I see she walks up for it, and boom, called it, free kill. Now that just extends the time I have to play this champion a little longer. So I head back towards the mid lane here. Tried to take out some vision. I see there's a control ward. Didn't see any in the bush there when I hovered over it, so I take out the Scuttle Crab. Now I know that Gragas took Rift Herald, and I see that he's coming mid lane here. So I know he was on the top side of the map. Right now he doesn't even have any camps up. And I figured, okay, if he was all the way up there that whole time, didn't show up bot once when we were fighting that, he's got to come by, right? So I camp in this bush, thinking he's gonna do that. I sit and wait and wait and wait, hoping that he's gonna do something. But he kind of clears the wave and then walks topside for some really weird reason. I see that he does that, so I ping question mark, like, is he going to blue buff or something? Like, I just don't understand why he went up there. Like, it's fine, I guess, because he has camps now, but... So I take his raptors, because I see that he went up that direction. I try to counter jungle a little bit more. And again, I leave another baby raptor, so that way it takes longer to respawn. I see that dragon's coming up in about a minute or so. So I think... Let's see, what do I do here? I go topside. Yeah, that's right. I go topside, clear my camps, and then I back in order to meet people at dragon, I believe. Yep. So I back. Didn't take Krugs because it would take too long. So I come bot side. And during that time, Xerath rotates again. I see him. Oops, back up a little bit there. There we go. So I come down. I saw him rotate down, so I pop the plant to see where he is, and there he is. I'm nervous there's a ward. He hits the blast cone. I take out his ward, and then I just kind of camp for a bit in case he decides to do something. Don't know where Gragas is. Oops. Hang on, you know what? Let me back up. So I camp for a bit. I don't know where Gragas is at the time, anyway. He's perfectly out of vision right here, I believe, so you can't quite see him. Does he actually come into vision at all? Yeah, he does. Okay, so then we see him there. I should have seen him. But anyway, didn't see him at the time. And then I see that my bot lane is getting attacked right now, and obviously they're going to get probably ganked by all four of these people together. Well, these two, but then these two are already here. You know what I mean. So I camp for a bit, and then they go in. Why do they go in? I don't know. I guess we didn't have vision here, so they didn't see, and I guess we didn't ping danger for the Gragas, and maybe we didn't for the Xerath, but I guess I made the wrong assumption that everyone saw what I saw. But they go in here, they get stunned on Jinx's chompers. Someone else gets a fantastic ult again, but not much we can do about it. I don't think MF had enough mana to ult, so she couldn't capitalize on that. Xerath ults. I go in over the wall, hoping that they'll push in a smidge, but they don't. They drop Herald, which is a really good play. That's good on them. At this point in time, what I probably should have done while they dropped this is go to take dragon. Now, obviously, they had a ward here, so when I got there, I would have seen that and had to back off anyway. But let's say they didn't. I think that probably would have been the better play. Because now what I have to do is I just have to sit here. And like I'll speed up so you can see, but I just waffle. I sit here this whole time, and I just don't do anything. I sit and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, thinking, all right, well, we have to give up the tower. And I know that they're going to get dragon priority here. So I can't just like walk up and take dragon, or at least I didn't think I could. And I know I kind of had to wait and see if we could take it. So I know they're on it. We take a peek. We see that they're there. Try to stop them. And I think it works. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let me back up a sec. So I see that they're there, that they're on it. I saw the little tremor sense. Someone walks up to check, and I see just the two of them. And we see that Xerath is now topside, which is great, because he actually is probably one of the largest threats in the game here at the moment. So Sona and I walk in together. We try to get the Soraka, she flashes. She ults. Gragas goes on me. I ult to the Soraka. I think the Gragas thought he was going to get ulted, so he flashed, which I'm not sure that even helps, because Rek'Sai just goes to him anyway. I can't quite catch up to the Soraka. I get knocked up, or not knocked up, I get slowed by Gragas. And I try to chase him down, he ults away, but Sona's able to get the kill. So we burned 2 flashes, burned 2 ultimates, burned Gragas' smite, and he died. So now we know this is a free dragon. So although the waffling was really bad, and I shouldn't have been sitting up here this whole time, and they got this tower for seemingly free, and I could have made an impact somewhere else, it ended up kind of working out. We burned a lot of sums, we burned ultimates, we get a dragon. So pretty big for us. This is where the momentum in the game starts to like kick in for us. We get ahead a little bit, but you'll see later that we kind of, you know, throw it, and that's why I'm actually showing this game, because it's really interesting to see. So I farm my bot side camps again. There's nothing to do on the map right now. You know, Rift Herald isn't up. We just got Dragon. Waves aren't pushing in any direction except for mid, and mid's already there. So I just decided to take my camps. This is a good time. And then I back. I buy... I think I finish off Warrior there and grab Kindle Gem. So then now I go my top side, get my top side camps, because again, nothing's up yet. And then I try to go deny some vision, because I know that Rift Herald's up in 1 minute, because you can see the timer on the map right here. So try to go deny some vision, and then I see perfectly, and luckily that he couldn't see me, because there's no vision behind this rock here. I find Gragas. And at this point in the game, I'm 2 levels up on him. I have 30 more CS. I have a kill and 2 assists. He has nothing. He has 1 death, 68 CS. I know I can take this fight. Azir could rotate pretty quick too if it goes wrong. So I see him go in. Oops. Wow, of course I ruined the play there, and I played it too fast. We'll get back to that point. There we go. And then here we go. Walk in, knock him up, blow everything. Worth. Didn't have to flash, but you know, I blew everything else besides that. So anyway, take out the vision. I know he's gone, and I just decided to see if he has any camps up. For some reason, he leaves Gromp up, which is good. So I just go take that. And then this is where I'm finally looking to help out my Nautilus. He's been pushing out in the whole game, and he's actually doing extremely well, so I just decided to ignore him for the most part of the game here. But now I have a chance. Gragas is dead. Xerath is rotating, and roaming rather, again. For like the 4th time this game, so this guy's a monster. And then I head up here, thinking I can tunnel over the wall. So I sit and wait for a while. Nothing really comes of it, because I don't want to just go under the tower and have Jack stun us, and then he gets away because he has flash up, or you know, gets a kill or whatever. So I don't want to take the chance. And honestly, I kind of wanted my Nautilus to go in first, but I think it's best that we didn't. So I just leave him alone, and then I go take Herald because it just came up, and then my Nautilus can actually rotate and help me out here. So this is probably the better play overall. Bot lane dies to the Xerath roam, so this is actually really good that we're up here then, so we can capitalize on taking this. So we grab Herald. Azir heads bot just in case they push hard, but they don't at all. Like, they don't push at all. Jax pushes up during this time, which he probably should have stayed back because we just took Herald. He knows we were both there. But it's good because now he's up here. Nautilus can attack him, and I'll come over the wall to help out. So this is really good for us. So he goes in. Nautilus ults him. Jax flashes. I ult after him, take him out. So now my lead is extended a little bit further. Now I'm 3-0-2, which is great. Most CS in the game at the moment, and plenty of gold to spend. Plus I have Herald. So we go take out this turret. I don't drop Herald because there's no point. It's already super low. The Herald would just one-shot it and lose half his health for no reason. And then we know that because we took that and Jax died, that they're going to rotate up to us. So you can see them all right here. We'll eventually see them on this ward, which is perfect. So we just I back. We see him here. Gragas walks over this ward like 3 times. Doesn't even notice. And yeah, like I mentioned, this ward I popped here at the 7-minute mark, or right around the 7-minute mark. So this has been here for almost 10 minutes. We've gotten so much use out of this. It's fantastic. Make sure to get deep vision when you can. So anyway, we see them all topside. I ping question marks. I don't know where the rest of the team is now. I'm like, everyone just be careful. But luckily, while everyone is waffling up here, bot lane's able to get a turret. So now the map has opened up a little bit because although we lost the turret down here, we've made up for it here. We got the topside turret, so overall the momentum in this game is going very much in our favor. So here I know that time to just take camps again, wait for the opportune moment to drop my Herald, because I don't know where anyone is on the map again. And I head towards bot side to get some vision. So we're all setting up for Dragon here, because again, I'm a huge fan of getting Dragon Soul win condition. So we go mid here. My thought process for this part was that after we got some vision down for Dragon, which we have tons of, but this is just like, we have this area riddled with vision, it's perfect. I guess, I suppose we could have had one right here, but beyond that, it's great. I say, okay guys, let's go push out mid wave real quick, so that way they have to deal with that, and then we can go get Dragon. So we go in here. Sona does a really good job of engaging on this Jinx. Burns her flash. MF ults, burns her flash. None of us die here, but luckily Jinx almost did. Oh, just kidding. And there she goes. Oh boy. Kind of forgot about that. That's alright. So with MF down, we have a little bit less pressure to get the Dragon. So now we have to wait for them to push mid wave into us. And then this is where they rotate the Dragon. Nautilus is coming down, which is great. So just in case they actually stayed longer, which if only they did, because they have no vision over here. They couldn't see us coming at all, or couldn't see him coming at all. If they stayed for just a smidge longer, it'd been perfect. Could have engaged on them and finished them off. But so anyway, they rotate down to Dragon. We see that because all the vision we have. We decide to push out this mid wave, and I say, okay, if we can't get Dragon, I'm dropping Herald at least. So that way they have to deal with this pressure. So I sit here, quick drop it, and then we all rotate down to Dragon. So either A, we get Dragon, or rather, A, they get Dragon, and we get turrets, or B, we get turrets and we get Dragon. It's kind of a win-win. Obviously you don't want them to get Dragon, but that was my thought process at the time. Is that hopefully with the Herald mid lane here, they'll have to have some pressure to take care of. So I see that they're on the Dragon here. I can see Gragas over the wall with my scanner. I have confidence that we can win this fight. The only downside is that we just blew MF and Sona ult and MF died. So we have way less team fight pressure. But regardless, I go in right on the Gragas. If we can take him out, we basically guarantee this Dragon. So I go on him. Nautilus follows up with a Nautilus ult. Perfect. And I think, yep, we get the Gragas. He smites early. I smite it. Boom. Free Mountain Drake for us. At this point, our team is dead. Sona died. Azir's really close to dying. These guys are nowhere close to dying. I see that Nautilus is full health, and I feel bad for ditching him, but I had to get out of there. I was so low. I was nervous that this Ottawa alone was going to kill me. I want to go back in and help, but I have nothing. All I have is ultimate and no health. So I decided to just back. So after that sort of crazy fight, luckily we got tower, we got Dragon, and we're going to get half of this tower, which is amazing. So although our whole team died except for me, I think it's super worth. I think that's really good overall. The best play we could have had in terms of at least like the decision making. How we played that fight, it could have been way, way better, but that's okay. Alright, so now I take my camps again, just farm up, because there's nothing on the map to take. Herald's up pretty soon. Or, excuse me, Baron's up now, so I guess that's a lie. So we got, that's right, 2 Heralds are taken off the map, so anyway. Baron's up. I go bot side to push, because I don't know why this happened. I'm not sure if they were planning to team fight more, or like what the plan was, but my team at this point decided to group up a ton. Nautilus wasn't always there, which is fine, because like he was still pushing his lanes and everything, and so we had sort of a 1-3-1 going, even without Baron and whatever. But I decided to push because I figure this is what we need to do in order to have pressure. If we just sort of ARAM it down mid lane here, nothing's going to happen. And as a Rek'Sai player, it's just awful to just ARAM it down. There's no point. So I push the wave. Jinx and Gragas rotate down to try to get me, and they don't. So we take out their vision here. Nautilus is pushing top. And I'm at this point, I'm thinking that we either need to play around Baron, because there's no dragon up, obviously. So if we can get the Jax or get a team wipe or something, we can hopefully get Baron. They all rotate top. These guys are all sticking together pretty well, which is good on them, but this is why I kind of wish that we didn't always group up, so that way we could have more pressure in all the lanes, but that's alright. So Nautilus sees Gragas, and it's at this point that I did not, and no one did, no one realized that Xerath just disconnected, which that relieves so much pressure on the map. Like, it's crazy. This guy is roaming constantly. He's one of the higher levels on their team. So this is kind of why we played the way we did, is we had to play safe around the Xerath. But now he's gone, and we didn't know this. So now we're playing like almost too safe because we haven't seen him in however long, and we're like, wait, what are we supposed to do? So we push down mid a little bit, and this tower's low enough that with the 4 of them, they probably can take it. So I decide I'm going to go sit in this bush up here, which I did not know had vision of me at the time, but I go sit in this bush, thinking they're all mid, and assuming that Xerath was alive, they'd actually rotate for this. Jax and Gragas would go get him. So I thought, okay, one of them will come this way, I'll take out one of them, they can push and siege the turret. But they don't. They sit there this whole time, they know I'm there and they don't come. But I guess they just waffle for so long that it actually works out. So my team's able to take the turret here, which is awesome. We see Gragas for a second as I ping my team away. I'm like, careful guys, like, he knows you're there, don't get wiped, because I'm walking away. We're at this point where we just took the turret, there's no need to keep pushing it, like, we should probably push other lanes. So I go take my red buff, and then I believe we try to get some vision around Baron. Yeah, at least we should, so that way, in case, with Dragon coming up in a minute here, if in case they go for Dragon, we can go for Baron, or vice versa, we'll know if they're on Baron. So they clear out some vision, get some vision down, and start backing. On the other hand, we go down here, clear out some vision, and try to see if we can take Dragon again. This is where things start to go awry for the team. This is what you don't want to do. Excuse me, had to get a drink of water. This is what you don't want to do. You do not want to start Dragon without seeing where everybody is. We just saw they took out this ward, and I'm a dumbass, and I go for Dragon. If I guess we were able to pull it, if the mountain dragon pit wasn't there, we could have pulled the dragon to the center, but we don't. And then now we have no vision on this side, none. I know that Gragas is over there. We just saw him. I know that he can easily steal things because he can just E over the wall, knock me up, or, you know, bump into me, whatever, or then throw his ult. Like, he has so many possibilities of how he can steal this that I kind of wanted to just get him before we took this. But regardless, we keep going. I get a little cocky. I'm like, you know, I can do it. I can outsmite him. And I can't. And I screwed up. So that's alright. He flashes over the wall. We lose the dragon. So now it's 2 dragons to 2 dragons. Our MF has to flash away, just in case. Which, again, at the time we didn't know this, but maybe Xerath would ult over the wall and kill her. So she flashed away. But just then, that's when Xerath reconnects. So, whoop-de-doo. Jax is pushing top lane, which is good on his part. That's smart play. Oh, he doesn't get it. Yeah, takes a free tower shot. Anywho, so now at this point, this is kind of where I start to lose focus on what I need to do. We had so much momentum before, where we were dropping heralds and getting good ganks off, and getting dragons. So now I just kind of got a little bit of my momentum shifted, and my confidence dwindled after I lost that dragon. So my team goes to fight here. They cut off the Jax. They get the Soraka, which is good. So that's a good play. We should probably have pushed out the wave first, but now they can't get anything off it. And Gragas and Xerath are sitting here. I sit over here thinking that one of them, maybe Gragas or Jinx or whoever, will come up this way to try to cut the team off and get a fight going. But I suppose they shouldn't have done that, or wouldn't have done that with Jax and Soraka. My team gets engaged on, and somehow they die, which is crazy. But I sit here and chill on the side and can't really do much, because I did not expect our team to get engaged on, actually. Not like that anyway. So we kind of back off. I go push mid wave here and get some more pressure. I'm assuming at this point that they're going to try to do Baron, so I just back off, because we have, at the time, people were in base or dead, and so I didn't do anything. But they don't actually go for Baron, and now this is bad play number 2. Don't ever do this unless you know where everybody is. Like I just mentioned, we didn't see where they were. And I guess here I should have seen that there were 3 mid. And I say, okay, I know that red buff is up, or I suppose it's probably up, so I'm going to go see if I can take it. Graga starts it. I see him over there with my Tremor Sense. At the time, right as I'm about to tunnel over, I did not see the Jinx. Her Tremor Sense didn't pop up till right then. You can see it on right beneath her feet. So I go over thinking, oh, I'll just take the red buff easily because I'm 2 levels up on Gragas. I can 1v1 him, no problem. So I walk over, I get the red buff. I try to go on the Gragas. Soraka ulted. So sad. My plan was to just take him out and then go back to my tunnel and get out of there. And if I had to, flash out, like, I guess, again, didn't expect Jinx to be there, so I didn't think I'd have to. But Soraka ults, and then I die there. Really bad play. Soraka gets the red buff. Luckily it wasn't Jinx, but just really bad play. Don't do that. My team, luckily, did not follow me in there. That could have been disastrous. So at this point now, they just have to kind of sit around and wait, because they don't have a ton of vision, and Nautilus is top, so they can't risk 3v4ing or 3v5ing. So they get the Scuttle Crab, push out to the mid wave here while I'm respawning. They all rotate to Nautilus, which is smart for them, but I think he gets away. Yep, he flashes out and just walks away. Bummer that he had to flash, but at least, again, he lived, didn't give any shutdown, gold, or anything like that. So at this point in the game, you can see that the Jinx is doing alright. She's not too far behind. She hasn't died yet, so she's still kind of a threat. Gragas is useless. Jax is useless. And the Xerath is pretty far ahead. So those are our main targets here. The rest of the game is taking out the Xerath and the Jinx, if we can, and then dealing with any Soraka nonsense that we have to deal with for the whole game. Azir posts up his tower, so that way we have a little bit of pressure in terms of like A-ramming it down, because they can't push too far past this, and give some time for me to get there. As I'm taking my blue buff, again, I kind of regret doing that. I probably should have rotated and we could have fought or something, but I didn't. So at this point, I'm walking around the long way, pushing bot wave, thinking that, okay, we can do another, like, 3 mid and 2 bot, or 1-3-1, or anything like that. But mid lane gets chunked here. This Xerath just did a buttload of damage to both of them. So now they get chunked out. So they're starting to run away. I don't think my Nautilus quite saw that, and he tries to go in, which is really good, because then, you know, the Xerath gets half health from that. But they're walking away, and so it's just unfortunate that they can't follow up, because this would have been a fantastic engage where either they there or if I was. So this was really good, but we just didn't have enough follow up to make it happen, because I was bot lane pushing this turret and they were running away from the Xerath, which is a smart move to run away, I guess, at the same time too, because that dude's scary. Soraka's pinging to assistance bot lane here because she doesn't want me to keep pushing. But I wanted to get some pressure here and some pressure mid, so that way we could hopefully get the dragon. Now the MF dies. Yikes, didn't even notice that. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Now I sit in this bush for a bit while I push this turret, because I thought maybe Soraka or someone would walk up, and if I can get a pick on someone, then that kind of guarantees us dragon, because it'll be up by the time that MF spawns, and then they'll have one member of their team off the map. So I sit here and wait, and Soraka does not push up. No one does. So I just back, something I can go buy items, and then come back in time for dragon. So I start working on a Thornmail at this point in time, because the Jinx and the Jax I was a little nervous about, mostly the Jinx obviously, but I didn't want her to get more lifesteal than she needed. Oops, not mean to do that, speed through that. I did not want Jinx to get as much lifesteal or healing from Soraka, so I figured a Thornmail would be the best option there. So anyway, we're heading down to Dragon here, and we can see that they're clearing out our vision. And so again, we have none back here, so we gotta play safe, because last time we did this, the dragon got stolen. We don't see anyone topside, don't see anyone mid lane, so we just gotta play safe. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna walk up here and just help them get the Scuttle Crab if possible, and then I see Gragas down here. So I head back up and around, hoping that he'll come into the bush, and he does, so I see him there. And I go over the wall and engage on him, thinking, like I mentioned before, if I can get a pick, this will be a free dragon. So I attack him, I get really close, but Redemption comes through, he flashes, and of course the rocket ult comes through too. Oh no, hold up. He did not, maybe he just healed off of his own healing, plus just the regular Soraka heal. But regardless, I ult in, and I get so close to taking him out. But I can't. I know I can't make it. I don't want to get stunned by the Xerath or Jinx's chompers or anything like that. And I see MF is ulting, so I just flash away. Jinx flashes away. Jax teleports in. Man, this is one messy fight. The Jinx ult comes through and it wipes out people. Same with Xerath ult. Unfortunately, we couldn't get anybody, I don't believe. I think we just got the Gragas. So we just walk away. MF flashes away to get to safety. And they're all so low that I think, okay, maybe we can start dragon here. I know that I'm low, I know that MF is low, but Nautilus is full health, he can tank it. I should have just started this immediately, looking back on it, because they're occupied, Soraka's backing, and Jinx is low. So I started thinking we can do this. MF kind of wish would have just walked away, but I think she dies here. So as I'm doing this, Xerath pops up, Jinx pops up, and Jax pops up. I get super low here. Soraka ult comes through to heal them all. Nautilus goes in and gets a fantastic engage. There's a 3-man knockup. But none of us are there. MF is too low. She doesn't have anything. I'm super low. I have to run away. I suppose I could have smited early and healed up a bit and came and helped, but I think it was a little risky, because if I did that and engaged, then I could have just died, and then that's just free dragon anyway. And so I decided to just leave it. I feel bad, but I think Nautilus gets away here. Nope. Never mind. Yeah. I don't think they do dragon. No, they do. That's right. So if someone goes in, I go in here thinking, oh my gosh, they're so low now. And she's got the heals. So I go in, we take out the Xerath. And this is where the slight mistake. I think right here is when I misclicked my ult and I clicked on Jax. So we get him, which is good, that's fine. but Sona had ignited him already. So it would have been so nice if I had actually clicked on the Jinx, because she would have died. Jax had been ignited, and I could have just taken him out after. So we would have lived. And might not have gotten Dragon, but at least I would have lived and we would have wiped 2 of them off the map. So they get Dragon off of this, and this starts pushing the momentum in their direction, which is super sad. But we're going to speed through this. They get Dragon. My team dies. And they walk away. We're going to speed through this for a little while here. There's not much that goes on for a little bit. Nothing happens. No fighting. Nothing. Get some vision down. And again, we're trying to play around Baron at this point. So we get some vision up there. Nautilus is up there in case we need to fight. But you can see that we see them all over the map. Here, here, and vision here. So if anyone shows up, we'll know where they're at. We see that Jax and Jinx are in the river here. Or, I guess on the top side of the map here. So we're trying to push in a little bit. And I'm trying to get some pushing down on the bot side lane here, because I just feel like we needed to push a turret, especially since we needed to get these outer 2 turrets still. So I sit here and wait for someone to show up, because I know at some point someone will show up, especially since MF just started autoing their control ward. So I sit here and wait, hoping that Soraka or Xerath or Gragas will show up, so I can take one of them out. We see him on the ward over there, and then they take it out. And my team is mid during that time, and I think we just put up the Azir turret, but it doesn't matter, and they get engaged on it and die. So now we lost all that pressure that we just could have built up right there, which is a big bummer. But Nautilus is rotating down, which is good. I come here to see if we can defend this turret, but I know that we kind of just have to give it up. Not much we can do about it. And then now we know that they're probably going to rotate to Baron. Or at least they should. They have 5, we have 4. They're all full health. They have all the vision, we have none. So we kind of walk over that direction to see if they're doing it. And we see that they aren't. Sona walks in, gets a great ult. And then we try to fight. Which is good, because Gragas and Jax weren't quite there yet. So this is, I think, okay. I want to get on the Jinx. So I walk over to her, I smite her, ult her. I don't quite get her there, but I believe I snipe her with a Q. Yep. And then I'm able to turn on the Gragas here. Unfortunately, the Jax gets Conqueror going, and he's able to take out both my Sona and my Misfortune. So then, as I'm chasing Gragas, he takes out those guys, and I have to rotate away. I could have just kept chasing him to take him out, but knowing that Jax is coming back, it's just not worth it. Especially since Jax is actually matching me in level and Gragas is catching up with all of this waffling I've been doing. So we walk away. Nautilus gets a good kill on Xerath mid lane, and then we're able to push in the wave of smidge. So that's good. But then I guess the one plus side is that it did push them off of Baron. We'll speed up a little bit here. Again, not much to report for a little while. The next objective coming up is Dragon in a little while, but we're just chilling. I'm getting some camps, farming up again, and heading back to buy my Thornmail, and then I believe instead of finishing my Sterix gauge, I decided to go into Mortal Reminder. So I buy the Executioner's Calling, so I can get the Grievous Wounds on anyone that I attack, so they get less healing from any source. So Soraka heals, Jinx's lifesteal, Gragas' passive healing, all that stuff, and then Jax's Conqueror. So hoping that helps there. We're going to back up a second here since I just sped through that. We're getting some vision down for Dragon, because again, that's up in a minute. So, per usual, trying to get some vision back behind and see if we can either push out the mid wave to get some our wave push forward, so that way someone has to deal with this. And then rotate to Dragon, or better yet, get a kill. So, luckily here, my Sona goes Mach 12 with her speed boost. and then we walk in and we ult the Xerath and take him out. So it's a huge play. Might not have needed the Sona ult, but that's okay. It's a good way to guarantee it. So now we have more dragon pressure here. So again, I'm thinking actually that because Xerath is gone, it might be best to see if we can just fight, because that's a lot of their damage gone. So we take out some vision and try to see if we can fight them before we get this dragon. So my goal, again, is to try to get to the back line. This whole time I'm sitting here, I get knocked into by Gragas, I get silenced by Soraka, I get rooted by Soraka. It's a whole mess. So then I sneak around behind while MF is ulting, take out the Jax, and the rest of my team cleans up the other guys. While they're doing that, I decide to take on Dragon myself. I figure my team can either handle a 2v3, or excuse me, a 2v4, or they can push out waves. So I take this Dragon by myself, and then the momentum starts to shift back our direction. I try to take red buff here, it gets stolen from me by Xerath, we get bot wave turret. We push in a little more here, and I'm thinking that we can probably get the turret, but then they clear the wave pretty fast. So I'm at this point, I'm saying, okay guys, let's walk away, we don't want to be here. My team stays a little bit too long, and then the Xerath gets caught out, and he dies. So again, we gotta be careful, I guess, in those scenarios where we have a lot of pressure not to get caught out. It happens on both teams a number of times, but that's okay. Stuff happens. So now I'm thinking, again, dragon's gone, but luckily now we both have 3 dragons, so the next dragon is extremely important, because then we'll have either team that gets it gets soul. So I'm clearing out my camps here. I don't really want to go for Baron just yet because we don't have a Azir and really need it for 5v5 to kind of secure the Baron or something. I give my Sona the blue buff because she's doing really well, and I back to, or I want to back to get my mortal reminder, but I don't have enough money, so I just keep farming up and take all my camps to hopefully get enough for that item. So then I take my camps again, like I mentioned. We see that everyone's in the river here. We pop the plant, we see this. So at this point, I know that they're all here. If I back, it's kind of risky because they could just do Baron. They have all this vision. Everyone's here. And so if they do decide to do it for some reason, I need to be there in order to contest it. So I stick around. And so I sit for a while. Again, I want to go back and I want to buy my mortal reminder, but I know that if I leave, it's just too risky. So I finish this camp quick. I see that my team is kind of walking up a little bit, and they need to be cautious. We lose our vision over the wall here, and then I believe we get into a fight right here. I could be mistaken. Yeah, no we don't. I walk up behind here in case Jax decided to keep pushing up, but he actually rotates to be with his team. So nothing happens there, but we'll catch him out in the river, and this is where the fight breaks out. Nautilus goes in, gets a great hook, almost wipe the Jinx. Just so close. So then I come over the wall as they're getting attacked here, and I snipe the Jinx, take her out, and then go for the Gragas and Jax because they're the other bigger threats. Xerath is in the back line, and so we can't quite get to him. I ult in on the Gragas, but he does the cheekiest thing, and of course pops his Zonias, my favorite item in the whole game. So I have to flash out. So Xerath ults in, don't believe he gets a kill, but now neither team can do Baron, it's a little too risky. Our Nautilus is gone, so a lot of our engage is gone, and Xerath is still alive along with Gragas. So we just take out their vision, and I push mid lane here, because I know that there's no point in just going for Baron alone. There's no reason to do that. So I push in the wave, and I see that they're rotating down, or at least I assume they're rotating down, and I leave. So again, go back and take out a few more camps in order to go back and buy my moral reminder. So I should have full build pretty close to now. Yeah, almost. And now I'm working towards a Guardian Angel. Reason I get Guardian Angel is, well, for a couple of reasons. One, because the obvious reason of reviving. It'll be huge. If I go in and my team can't follow up, it gives them time to show up in case I die, or if we do a great job of fighting, then I can stay in the fight for longer. I go over the wall and try to do the same thing I did last time, where I take out the Gragas before we get in another fight, and then I see the Soraka's coming, and I walk away. What I didn't realize is that my team was actually going to go in off of that, and so I go over the wall, and I go, oh crap, come back over the wall. We blow some ults, blow some flashes, and we just have to walk away. I don't think this is a good spot to fight, especially with like any sort of like wombo combo scenario. Just not really good to be in a tight space like this with Gragas ult and Jax, stunning everybody, anything like that. Jinx ult. My MF walks up and I get into a fight even though we didn't really want to. My team gets chunked out extremely hard while I'm actually over here. I don't think I saw this, but I went over the wall here to try to get another angle on it, kind of like we did last time, and so we can wipe out the team. But I get Soraka, which is good because then a lot of their healing is gone. Nautilus is trying to come in to help me out here. I ult in on the Gragas, and he does it again. Best thing in the world. Love that item so much. I do get out though. So I walk away. My team is coming back, which is great. Get some Thona heals, and I'm able to follow up and help out again. We go in and we finish off some of the team. I believe we get... Do we get one more or two more kills here? Yeah. Finish off the Xerath, and now we have pressure again for Dragon. So now we can go take that. Speed up that process. Nab Dragon and get the Mountain Soul. This is huge for us because now we all have shields, easier to survive fights, and then Nautilus is just insanely tanky now with all of those passive stats. So now I go farm up again to hopefully try to finish my GA, which I do. Now I'm full build. And then now I think the best call would be to try to fight around Baron since there's no more dragon-related nonsense that's going to happen once Elden Ring pops up. And once we get that, we can hopefully wipe them and get Soul. Now, backing up a smidge here, or did I say Soul? I meant to say get Baron after we wipe them and hopefully just win the game. So this is the one point in the game where we had almost no vision over here, just zero. The whole game we've had something. We've had either something in this bush here, something in the river to see them coming, but my team had no idea that these guys were coming. So Zir and Nautilus get caught out here, and I rotate as fast as I can to try to get there on time. They had a great disengage, and it'd been good if after the Azir ult to just walk away, but they had a good disengage. The whole team shows up. I didn't realize that because I see him on, Nautilus's screen there, and then I just have to walk away. Gragas chases me down, or tries to anyway. Wastes his ult. I pop over the wall, and that's that. So at this point now, I'm a little nervous that they're going to do Baron. So again, quick clear out the wave, and then we head back. I know that they're there. All of a sudden, everyone disappeared off the map, and two of our guys are gone. Soraka's clearing out our vision. We can see her doing that, so we know that they're starting it. So then this is where we come rotating back. They're burning Baron extremely fast. So then we get some vision of it. We see how low it is. And then me, combined with MF ult, boom, bam, bop, steal it there. That's it. Baron's ours. I go in, obviously, and this is why I'm super glad I bought Guardian Angel here. I die in the fight, that's alright. My team's able to follow up. Boom. All the threat is gone, except for Jinx, obviously. As I'm resurrecting here, Jinx flashes in. I'm able to get to her. Q. Bite. And I ult. Didn't even need to ult, but it happened so fast that we just dominated. So at this point, Sona and I head down to mid lane here with our Baron buff and push out the wave. So now that the death timers are so long, we take out both mid and bot inhibitors, and then are on our way back to base to buy items, regroup with our team, and then hopefully just push to win. Because now we know we can win team fights. We're all pretty strong. So if we can wipe them, or just even let the Baron minions push, then that's the end of that. So I go back, get some vision just in case. Just in case I decide to, do anything cheeky. I back, finish everything, get my Elixir of Iron, so I'm a little bit tankier, a little bit less prone to CC, all that jazz. So I meet up with my team, and we want to push top wave because we already got both inhibitors mid and bot. So we're going to go push top with our Nautilus and keep up the pressure with our Baron while it's up. So Soraka ults there, which is great. Saves the Jax, but then we're able to keep pushing. We push the tower a little bit here, and then I see that they're sort of rotating up to us. So I just say I'll just sit over here on the side and let the Baron cannon minions push the turret, because if you just protect them, they can take it without any worries. We get the inhibitor here, and then at this point, kind of just chill until we get the opportunity to take turrets with super minions, and then fight one last good team fight, wipe them and win. So we'll speed up a little bit here. Take out the turrets. Nautilus goes in, starts the fight, and then this is where it ends for them. We just wipe them and it's over. GG, boys. So yeah, so I know that towards the end here I got a little quick with what I was saying, and probably not as cohesive or as clear as I would have liked, but again, I guess the best way to explain it is, like I mentioned before, I started off really strong, had a pretty decisive game plan, and then it sort of devolved over time, and lost some pressure, and I kind of waffled a bit, and I guess so did my explanation of everything. Thanks for bearing with me on my first jungle League of Legends gameplay commentary. Hopefully these will improve in the future. I'll be sure to talk a little bit more in depth, I think, next time about decision making, and hopefully we'll have a better, quicker game, so that way I won't have to talk quite as long. Thanks for watching.